What's good? It's Unconventional AF with Jaleel Wavy back with a new episode. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I be having to pull topics out of my ass. Because a lot of the stuff that be going on in pop culture, I really don't care about. But I have a good one today. Drake. Yes, the GOAT. That's who I'm talking about today. Iceman is projected to go 4 weeks. Yes, 4 weeks in a row at number one on the Billboard charts. And I read on Complex that the 18-track album has become the first ever to place all songs on the chart for 3 consecutive weeks. I still don't understand how Janet Shut the Fuck Up was number one. I don't get it. It's a good song, but Lil Birdie. But I know a lot of y'all niggas don't be getting down to the bottom of the album. That's really what it is. Y'all don't listen to whole albums. Y'all stick to about 5, maybe 10, but y'all don't get to the bottom. But Lil Birdie, fire. Shebang, fire. Too Hard for the Radio, National Treasures. There's a lot of songs better than Janice. Whatever. I'm pretty sure if it's not there yet, this is gonna be another platinum album for Drake. I'm still listening to Iceman, obviously, but I haven't gotten into Habibti or Maid of Honor yet. Like, I'm still focusing on Iceman because the man sold us on one album, not 3. So I'm saving those other 2. And if anybody else is like me, please stand up. Because we the smart ones. Because guess what? When we get tired of Iceman, guess what? We still got 2 more Drake albums to get to. We got new Drake for the whole year. So I'm holding off on those other 2. Because then I can run it up on the next one. And I'm probably going to do Maid of Honor because I heard that was a really good album. And I think that's the singing one. Singing Drake is my favorite Drake. Like, Drake singing about the hoes is my favorite Drake. So I can't wait to get into that one. But yeah, I'm still listening to Iceman. And I'm not going to stop. I don't know when I'm going to get to those other albums. But you know what I'm going to be doing. Shebang. All of my options. Hey. Okay, I'm sorry. And this had me thinking about some stuff. Jay-Z did his little Roots picnic freestyle where he was throwing shots at everybody, including Drake. And, you know, there's always a lot of conversations about who's better, who's the GOAT. I'm going to be honest. I'm about to stop having debates or going back and forth with niggas about who is the best. Because let's be real, you're not going to change someone's mind about who their GOAT is. Like, if it's Jay-Z, guess what? It's going to stay Jay-Z. For me, it's Drake, it's going to stay that way. For other people, it could be Wiz Khalifa, it could be J. Cole or whoever. You're not going to change anyone's mind about who the GOAT is. Because if you really think about it, music or artists, when people declare someone as their favorite rapper, R&B singer, hell, basketball player, football player, that is tied into memories and how that person makes them feel. I remember the day that I found out about Drake. I was a freshman in high school. I was at the lunch table. I still remember the dudes that was talking about it. I remember where I was sitting at. I remember the lunchroom. I remember everything about this. They talked about Drake, Tyga, and Nicki Minaj. And I didn't go looking for them. I just waited for them to pop up on like 106 and Park or something. But I remember them talking about Drake and they was going in like, man, Drake this, Nicki this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, who is Nicki Minaj? Who is Drake? And then I heard the music. And Drake wasn't my number one right away. It was actually J. Cole. Eventually he became my number one. But I remember so much stuff about Drake's music and where I was at in life. I remember when Nothing Was the Same had 5 songs on the radio when I was living in Aurora, Illinois. In the Ford Focus. No. 2001 Dodge Neon. I remember when What a Time to Be Alive dropped. And I called my cousin on the phone and was like, bro, did you hear that Drake and Future? I remember If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, and how shitty my life was. I was sleeping on an air mattress. And the air mattress had holes in there, so it wasn't blown up. So it was just an air mattress deflated on the floor. And my clothes were in a bin. But I remember when that album came out, and that was like my favorite Drake album of all time at that moment. Her Loss. I remember when I first turned on Her Loss, and every song my mouth was just like, bruh, I'm like, this shit is incredible. Yes, Her Loss is one of my favorite Drake albums. Overtake Care, all that shit. So music is tied into memories. Hell, I remember my first concert. My first concert was Kendrick Lamar, Damn. My best friend called me and was like, hey, you want to go see Kendrick Lamar tomorrow? The tickets was like lower level, close to the front for $86. You can't get tickets for $86 in the lower level, a few rows back from the stage. You can't do that in 2026. Hell, are there even tickets for $86 anymore? Not for Kendrick Lamar. So these debates about favorites and GOATs and all of that stuff, I will not be participating in them anymore. I like who I like. Y'all like who y'all like. And that's the end of it. Hell, I'm listening to Michael Jackson's music more. Obviously, after Michael dropped. And I've always liked Michael Jackson's music. But when I listen to it, as great as it is, I don't understand or I don't see the whole greatest of all time thing. And it's amazing music. But I didn't grow up in that era. I remember I posted on Threads, what made Michael so special? What made him the best of his era? All of that stuff. And they actually gave me a lot of great responses that made me understand it a little bit more. But guess what? I didn't grow up on Michael. I grew up on Beyonce. To me, Beyonce is the GOAT. And I still got to see a Beyonce concert, but brokey. So that's going to be tough. But one day I'm going to go see her. But that's another person where it's like, when I think about albums, my first Beyonce album, I can admit this, right? I'm okay with this. It was her collab project with Jay-Z. And then I went and listened to Lemonade. And now I'm a Beyonce fan. I probably need to go do my history and go listen to her old stuff. Even though I have, right, certain songs, singles and stuff like that. But to turn on a full album and go listen to it, I need to do that for Beyonce. Hell, Lil Wayne, my favorite rapper, or one of them, Carter 3, I was on the desktop. It was a bootleg CD from the CD Man. And I was playing solitary on the computer, listening to the Carter 3 every single day. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. So music is tied into memories. And remember, you cannot change someone's mind. We love who we love. Forest Hills Drive. I still cry sometime to Love Yours. The first song I've ever cried to was Love Yours by J. Cole. '03 Adolescent. That first verse is me. Memories, bro. This is a lot longer than I expected it to be. All right, I'm done. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to it. Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Follow Unconventional AF on Instagram. Jaleel Wavy on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you for listening.